Hi there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming on with week 10 of my Stamparatus series, showing you all the different techniques you can do with the Stampin' Up! Stamparatus, which is a stamp placement tool. It's similar to the Misty or to Tim Holtz's stamping placement tool, but it has one key difference, which is what makes it my favorite. I really like the way that it works. These are all the cards that I've done in the previous 9 weeks, and they're all out of order. So let's see if I can get these in the right order. This was the first week. I think this was the second week. Third week. So maybe only these are in the wrong order. I don't know. Third week. Fourth week. Fifth week. Maybe sixth week. Maybe. Seventh. No. Seventh week. Eighth week. And then these two were week 9, which was last week. So I have 2 more cards to show you today. A new technique. It is lining up stamps with punches, which is similar to the lining up stamps and dies that I did with this card. It works similar, but I added a little, I'm doing something a little bit different. So you can do the same way I did this. You can do the same thing where you punch it out and then you put your piece back in and stamp it. That's not what I'm doing today. So let me show you the 2 cards. This is the first card that I made. This is using the Tulip Builder Punch. I love this. It also uses the Ornate Frames dies. It uses the Stitched Rectangles dies. And it uses the Timeless Tulips stamp set. So that's the first card. This is the second card. And this is using the Ice Cream Cone Builder Punch. Isn't this fun? I'm really liking these mini slimline cards. I have done one video for a different purpose where I did the big slim lines, but I really like these little mini ones. And this was a lot of fun to do. So let's get started with this one, just because of the way my Stamparatus is set up. I'm using Gorgeous Grape and Granny Apple Green. I'm going to set this over here where I can see it to refer to it. These are all my parts. I've already done some of it because this is about the Stamparatus. It is not about... Okay, where did my... I'm losing my mind. It must be this piece. Must be. This is about using the Stamparatus. It's not about the rest of the card. So, I have... using both plates, and you'll see that I have the stamps for both cards already on these plates, and so I didn't have to take any off. But I'll show you the way that I placed it down. Is this the right one? It is. I put this in here, and then I put the stamp in it. Push this up so you can see it. Sorry. So I put this piece in here that was punched out, and then I laid the stamp in it and picked it up with the Stamparatus. So that's how I decided where my stamps belonged. So hopefully this is going to work. Yep. So this piece, it doesn't matter how long this piece of cardstock is, but it's 4 3/4 inches long. It is 2.5 inches wide because that's what I felt I needed to have enough space for my punch. So I'm going to ink this up with my Granny Apple Green ink, this leaf. This is on the other side. And I'm going to stamp it. And one thing I forgot to do was put the magnet on it. So that's it for the Granny Apple Green. And then I'm going to ink up the flower that's up here that you can't see with my gorgeous grape. Well, I can do it like this. Ah. So that is inked up. It doesn't matter that you get it on the plate. It's not going to hurt anything. And then I'm going to stamp this. And I'm having an issue because of that magnet and this stamp. So the nice thing is you can go back. And there it's all stamped okay. So it doesn't matter that that moved. So that is how I did those two. I'm going to set this aside for a minute. Oh, not with an open ink pad next to me. That's a recipe for disaster. Now I'm going to set this aside and show you how I can line this up in my punch. I should stand up for this so I can see. Although it's easier to see in real life than inside the camera. There. I'm going to punch it. And it's just like magic. It punches both of them out at once. So let's put this card together. I'm going to put this on the inside. This is going to be a quick card because I already did most of the work. I just wanted to show you the Stamparatus part. So I thought this was a fun thing to put on the inside. It's better than just a plain white piece. I've already stamped the back. And then I have this paper from the designer paper that goes with the hydrangea suite. I have cut these at 4. This one is 2 3/4 and this one's 2 1/2. And I sponged the edges with gorgeous grape ink to add a little more color on there. I go through stages where I sponge everything and then I sponge nothing. I don't know what determines when it pops into my brain. So that's that part. And then I'm going to add this little strip to cover up the seam. I started out with ribbon, but I wanted my ribbon in a different place. So I'm just putting this on here. It's fairly straight, a little bit crooked. And then I'm going to put down this frame. This is from the Ornate Frames die set. I love this die. I think it's beautiful. And then this piece I've already stamped with other stamps in the stamp set. I didn't have to use the Stamparatus for that. I've already got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. If you hear noises in the background, that's my husband in the kitchen. Our house is very small, so you can hear what's going on in the kitchen. This piece was cut out with the stitched rectangles. You see the little stitching along there? I like the way they look. So I'll put this on here. And I will put dimensionals on the back of my tulip. there's lots of different things you can do. I should do a video just on this punch and the different things you can make with it. If you look at it upside down, it looks like a ghost or like a Pac-Man. No, not really like Pac-Man, but it looks like a ghost. I'm going to stick this on here. I'm going to take my leaf and stick it on here. I'm just going to cover up one of those that I stamped. This Happy Birthday is also in the stamp set, and I punched it out with the classic label punch. And I'm going to butt this up against the leaf. And then I tied this bow with the sheer ribbon. It's 3/8 inch ribbon that's gorgeous grape. It's beautiful ribbon. I love it. And I'm going to add it with a glue dot right there. I'm going to trim my ribbon ends. I tend to use way too much ribbon when I tie a bow. I need to school myself to use less. And then there are these very fun pearls that are part of the suite that this paper is in. And I'm going to just put one right there, just for a little added color. This is my beautiful glue topper made for me by Miss Susan Tootsie Tucker. Isn't that pretty? It's perfect in this glue bottle. And there is that card all done. Now let me show you. First I should clean. Let's see. Here's the envelope. This is what I did for the envelope. I'm going to bring this back and I'm going to clean it because it's got grape ink on it and I don't want that all over my hands or anywhere else. And then I need to clean this side. That's another thing that's nice because the plates come off. I hold it to the side to spray it, and I don't have to worry about getting spray in places I don't want it, which is what usually happens. So now we're going to do this card. And again, I've already done some of the work. Let's see if I can remember this was this way. And this goes this way. And this one, I've already done one piece out of here. This is 2 inches wide, and again, it doesn't really matter how long it is, but this one's 6 inches long. And I have a line right here that I know I want to put it up against that line. Get my grid paper all the way in. Put this up against this line. I don't know what that was. And my first, I'm going to stamp the ice cream, and I'm stamping it with Magenta Madness ink. And I didn't buy the ink pad. I bought, these are in colors that just came out in this current catalog. I bought empty cubes and a re-inker and made my own. And then I put little labels on them. Although these, I might end up buying the ink pads because I love this. Seems like the in colors every other year, I don't like them. The ones that are leaving, I don't like. Is that in the, yeah, it is. So you can lift this up, and I don't know if you can see I missed part of it, so I can just put it back down and press more with my thumb. And then it looks the way it's supposed to look, so I'll take that off because it's in my way. And then I'm going to do, you can't see it over here, the cone. And I'm using crumb cake for the cone and soft suede for the lines on the cone. So that's my crumb cake. And then I'm going to take this out and flip it around, and that's where my lines are. And I'm going to put the soft suede on there. Again, because there's a stamp on there, the magnet was in my way. So there is that. I gotta close my pads. Done with that. I don't have any place to put it. I'll put it there. Not there. Oh, here's something funny. These magnets are really strong that go with the Stamparatus. So I discovered earlier that they stick to each other with my bones between them. That's how strong they are, and it stuck on there pretty good. I discovered that accidentally. Okay, punch. This is the ice cream builder punch, and it's going to allow me to punch both of these out at the same time. It's hard for me to line this up when I'm trying to stay in the camera. Okay, where's my baggie? Here's my stuff. Here is my stuff. So, my card is, I messed it up. That's not good. My card's 6 1/4 by 3 3/8. So you cut 6 1/4 by 6 3/4 and then score at 3 3/8. I've already sponged my inside white piece. So I'm going to go ahead and put the inside together. Not sure what I'm going to do about that. I wonder, I don't know where my little, there it is, my little eraser doodad. Oops, it's hiding, knocking things down. I need to redo my desk so there's not as much stuff on it. This is a little art eraser. I don't know if it'll work or not, because this is on there pretty good. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not going to use that. I am going to cut a new one. I don't know how I did that, but I'm pretty much of a klutz when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I want 6 1/4. Sorry if I'm wiggling the camera. By 6 3/4. And then I'm going to score, get this out of the way, 3 3/8. I'll have to stamp my hand stamp by on the back again, but at least I'll have a clean card. There we go. So I can put this in. And then on this one, you see I have the striped paper going horizontal, and this one I'm going to do vertical. This paper is called Ice Cream Corner. The stamp set is Sweet Ice Cream, and I used Itty Bitty Birthdays. I'm using the Word Wishes dies. That's where this happy came from. And this is from the Itty Bitty Birthdays. I sponged all around this. See, both of these cards have sponging. But another time, it wouldn't even occur to me. I think it's in my brain because I was just working on a mini album and I don't like the white edges of the paper showing. So I sponged those. That's not needed. Okay, inside this is what I'm doing. So we had an ice storm for 2 days. Well, we had freezing rain is what we had. With an inch of ice everywhere. And it's been interesting today as it's thawing to listen to the trees, the ice in the trees fall apart. But also one of our trees lost a couple pretty good sized limbs when the ice was melting instead of when the ice was at its thickest, which is interesting to me. And I guess downtown we have a bunch of historic trees downtown, and a bunch of those have been pretty much destroyed. So let's see. I'm going to start with the cone at the bottom. There's my cute little cone. When I'm all done, the cone is almost hidden, but you know that it's there. So, and then, oh, I didn't put, silly me, I need to put dimensionals on all these guys. So I'm just using the mini dimensionals, and it doesn't need very many. So I'm putting 3 on each one. And I want to overlap them, so I'm making sure I don't put it on the bottom. That's my heater that just kicked in. I took some really fun photos of the ice today. I posted a couple on my Instagram of my car. Did I post a couple? I posted at least one. So the ink I used for all these ice cream scoops is Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Magenta Madness. I love these colors together. It reminds me of my favorite color or favorite flavors of ice cream sherbet. Or I guess ice cream sherbet is not ice cream, but lime sherbet is my favorite. And I like orange too, so those two would be my favorite, and I just think that one's pretty. So then I have my little happy. Put my happy on here. I could have put this on, die cut this on sticker paper, but I didn't, so that's my happy. And then the birthday, where's my birthday stamp? Should be in this box. There it is. The birthday, you'll see, actually says happy birthday, and I'm gonna punch it and then cut it. So there's my happy birthday. I'm using Memento ink. It's my favorite black ink. Punch, punch, punch. Punch it with this punch. And this happy birthday fits perfectly in this punch. Kitchen is smelling pretty good. And I'm going to cut off the happy. I could save this and use it for something else, but I probably won't. Add dimensionals. Just two little dimensionals. On my birthday down here. Add my bow. This is the Whisper White seam binding ribbon, and I colored it with the marker that matches the ink pad. It's just a regular marker, it's not an alcohol marker. It did not stick on there. Put this right here, and there's my card. Now let me show you how I did the envelope. This is a piece of designer paper that is 8 by 7 5/8. On the 8-inch side I scored it at 1/2 on one end and 1 on the other end, and then I've cut out these pieces. On this side I scored it at 2 inches in on each side, and that makes the perfect size for my card. When I cut these out for the bottom, I angled this on each side. The top I left straight, and then I rounded the corners and I put tear and tape on there. So the first thing I'm going to do to seal up this envelope is I'm going to take this off. And then I'm going to take this one off. And then I'm going to take my 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch a little thumb hole. Well, not a thumb hole. I don't know what you would call it. Where you can actually get your finger in there to get the card. And then this fits in there pretty perfectly. Isn't that a fun envelope? You probably have to use a label on this envelope. This is one of the other ones that I did, but I really like this paper. I did 4 cards in each one. I made the envelope from different paper. So these are my 2 cards for week 10 of my Stamparatus series. I am doing a series of 12 videos, a different technique in each video. And at the end, after the 12th video, I'm going to give away a Stamparatus and also a stamp and die set, the one that I used in the very first video on this card. It has 19 sentiments that you stamp all at once, and then you die cut them all at the same time. The way that I'm going to do my giveaway is I'm going to randomly choose a number, a video number, and I'm going to go to that video and randomly, I'm going to use the random comment picker. And in order to win, you have to have liked and commented on all 12 videos. I'm going to check that after I pick one. And you need to be a subscriber to my channel. Of course, the standard rules apply. You need to be over 18 or 18 or over. That's a YouTube rule. And I think that's it for this video. It seems like I always forget to say something. I don't remember what this time. I am not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if you want to purchase any of these supplies, contact your demonstrator. If you don't know one, I know lots of them. There's several here on YouTube. My sister also is a demonstrator. I was one, but I recently stopped because I want to do many other things that are not just Stampin' Up! So I want to broaden my horizons. So thank you for watching, and check out all the other techniques. It's kind of funny. I started to do this technique a few weeks ago, and I just wasn't feeling it. I pulled out this punch, and I just floundered for a while, and then I moved on to something else. But then when I went to do it today, I really enjoyed it, and I love both of these cards. I haven't used my tulip set for a while, so it was nice to get it out. And I had to make a purple card. Haven't made a purple card for a while, right? None of these are purple. This one has purple on it. Oh, this one was purple. But otherwise, oh yeah, and this one. See, I forgot. I love purple. You guys know that. I love purple. But I love both of these cards. I think they're both fun. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.